Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 5 of the Arabian. I want to get the control panel, the coin box, coin doors, and all that stuff painted tonight, and strip this down and paint this gold. It was like a gold anodized originally, the power brick. As you can see how filthy it is. I couldn't put that back in the cabinet looking like that. That's just not me. But supposed to do this 2 days ago, but been really busy trying to get stuff done. So just kind of got a little bit behind schedule. But I want to pull this apart real quick. I don't really know what's going on there, but we'll figure that out. I want to take a couple pictures here so I know what wires went where, because obviously we have an orange wire here that goes to a 4 amp fuse, and then we have another orange wire here that's going to a 20 amp fuse. So that being said, I probably should mark those 2 wires, maybe one with a marker, so that I know, because obviously if I switch those 2, it's not going to work correctly. So I'm going to grab, and the funny thing is I don't know, maybe it is the same. I'm going to grab a black marker, and I'm going to put a mark on this side, just a little black line and a little black line there. Now, these 3 here are all 4 amp, and that yellow orange one there is also 4 amp. So the only thing I need to change is put a mark on this one, because that's obviously a 20 amp fuse. So let me grab a marker real quick. I don't have one over here. I'm going to be washing these, but I'm going to actually just put black right on the wire right here because I wiped it off. And then we'll do the same on this side. I just have to be really careful when I wash it. I don't wash that off. Now we know for certain what it is. Actually, this fuse holder looks like it's in good shape other than being dirty. The terminals are very clean. Oh shit. I already screwed up. I never took a picture. Which, in theory, it doesn't matter, but we're going to take a picture anyways to be on the safe side, because we don't need to screw something up. All right. I do have the Arabian cabinet out, so I can get sanding on that as well. Not tonight, but you can see how this was a gold color. Obviously, we're going to use gold spray paint, so it's not going to be exact, but it'll look better than it does now. And of course, I do not have a flathead screwdriver over here. So I'm going to do the smart thing and use my knife. Makes sense, right? The dog's barking at now. I'm going to try to tape off these stickers because they're actually in really good shape. Really good shape. All right, so we need to get these 2 nuts off here, which is probably the socket that I have in the spray booth. That would be my guess. But I think I might have we could probably use a metric one. Maybe an 8 millimeter, 9 millimeter. 9 millimeter will work. These ones are pretty easy to take apart. Compared to MCR, this is a lot easier. Actually, I got to see if I have another big blue capacitor. I probably should change that out. Phillips. Actually, use my drill. This bottom plate, I'm just going to clean it. I'm not going to paint that. It's just dusty. I got dust or something on my nose, I swear to God. Ugh. All right, should probably take a picture or two of this underneath here. This is a very important thing to do, guys. Take pictures of everything. And orange is always positive on these as far as I remember. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Spider? He's actually alive, I think. Oh yeah, he's alive. There you go. Now, another important thing, not so much with the Atari ones, but save these screws because the studs that come on a lot of these are not long enough to fit all the terminals. Man, some of these terminals are on here. That's impressive. Okay, these ones you gotta bend. Like that. If you don't bend them like this, straight up and down, you won't be able to get a socket on there to loosen the nut up. And I'm pretty positive well, you know what, I might have a socket over here. Maybe in this other kit. Too big, 3/4. Let's try 11/16. Got it. We're going to probably run into a problem where I'm going to need to pull some pins out of the plug. And I don't have my Molex pin remover out here. Now I've had, if you guys remember, my Dig Dug kept blowing a fuse. It was this bridge rectifier right here went bad, and it kept blowing my fuse and the game wouldn't run. I do actually keep those extra ones of those. I think all the Atari games have them, to be honest with you. I've had like 2 of them go bad on me over the years, which really is not very many. I probably have 2 or 3 extra ones. The thing I'm going to do is sand this, paint this first, and then remove it out of the spray booth and paint the rest of the other stuff. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So I know we have some wires coming from here that'll go through the hole here, and what's going to suck is that they go into this plug here. So I'm going to have to remove those pins, and I don't think I can do it without my tool. Which means I'm going to have to go in the basement and grab my tool. Also, I need to take a picture of these wires because we're going to have to disconnect these 2 here. Okay. So I just want to know how this goes. So this is positive here, that's negative there. So I'll know in my picture to the left is this weird shrink wrapped on here. So I'm going to take a good picture of that. And then I need to take a real good picture of this plug so I know how the wires go. Flip it. I'm going to have to take this yellow wire and this orange wire out of it, and this red wire and this yellow wire. This needs to get disconnected from here. Man. This is another reason I like taking these apart. Look at that terminal. There's rust on it. So I'm going to clean it so that when it goes back on, it's not rusty anymore. Shit, I could just take these ones out because there's more coming this way. There's less going that way. First, I'm going to pull through everything that I can that can come through this way. Okay. So that leaves me with let's see here. 2 wires? 1 wire only. Okay, 1 yellow wire it looks like. Because those 2 can go that way. So let's cut this zip tie carefully because I don't have pliers over here. There we go. So this one can go through. Purple one can go through. So we just have 1 wire. Seriously? Can I just pull the 1 wire out without having to walk all the way up to the house? No. And I don't want to cut it. I don't want to be that lazy. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. For you guys, it'll only be a couple seconds, but I'll be back. I'll go grab my pin removal tool. All right. It feels a little light. I wonder if all of them are in here. I think they are. Ah, shit. one of them's in the basement. Damn it. Hopefully there's one in here that fits, or I'm gonna have to walk back in. I forgot I was using one on the Space Firebird. I'll bet you it's the one I need. I'll be back. Getting my steps in for the day. We'll call it that. All right, well, it is now missing because I'm going to blame it on a little kitten called Eleanor, because she likes to play with things. And I'll bet you she knocked it off my table, and it's under one of the games down there, and I just don't have time to crawl around and look for it. So, I might just be cutting the wire. Unless I can get lucky and get this on there. Ooh, I got it. All right. I'll have to crawl around and find the other one, wherever that may be. Also, I did have a big blue capacitor. I need to make sure it's the same value. $27,000 UFs, 25 volt. This is a 15 volt. That'll work. So we have a brand new big blue. This one's garbage. So now we got that wire pulled out successfully. We can just pull this. Got a grommet right here we got to get out. All right, I'm going to grab some masking tape so we can tape over these stickers, and then we're going to clean this up and paint it gold. And then might just use a red Scotch-Brite pad. Might be all we need. And then we will got a razor blade right here, so I just need some masking tape. I thought I had a red Scotch-Brite pad out somewhere. I might. I'll have to look and see. Let me grab some tape. All right, let's get this thing taped off. Stickers are in exceptionally good shape. Probably because they're corroded in all this dust. Easiest way to do it, stick a piece of tape on, cut around the edge of the sticker. Really all there is to it. I have never played Arabian. Let me know if any of you guys have played Arabian. I just thought it'd be a fun project. It's cool artwork, cool looking cabinet. sometimes I just do stuff just to kind of do it, you know what I mean? I forgot how much I paid for the cabinet. I know it wasn't much at all. I figured, you know what? Let's do something a little different. I've heard it's a hard game. I've heard people say it sucks. I've heard people say they like it. Pretty much like that with almost every game. Which is understandable, you know. That's just like me, you know. I really like alpine ski. Very, very fun. Gonna be addicting. But I don't like Frontline. You know what I mean? Just like I'm not a big Mortal Kombat guy. I'm not a fighting game type of guy, you know? But a lot of people are. That's a very, very popular thing. But just because I don't like it doesn't mean you have to not like it, you know what I mean? Plus, I've had people say games are horrible, and I've gotten them, and I like them. Like people say that, like, Mr. Duke Castle's not a real fun game. I actually really enjoy it. Yeah, these power bricks have like an anodized coating on them, which unfortunately you can't duplicate it unless you send it out to get it done. They have spray paints and stuff, and I guess you can get them close, but never great. So we're gonna paint this with gold. Then I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of clear because the clear keeps the gold from scuffing up real bad. Same thing when you use silver paint, spray paint. If you put a clear over it, it doesn't get like the black marks on it when you're putting it together. There's a little bit of rust pitting there, but not bad. You can see how well this works. With the lint on here, I think this thing was in a laundromat. Remember how I said this the control panel smelled like laundry detergent or like fabric softener? I'll bet you this was either in a laundromat or maybe somebody's basement by their laundry room or something. And you can see all the lint that was on here. It's just another indication that it was definitely around some sort of laundry. All right, as simple as that. Blow it off in a minute, wipe it down, and we are gonna put some gold paint on it and some clear. I gotta move some stuff around real quick. We're gonna get this done, and then at that point, we're gonna sand the control panel, and then get all this satin black done, and we're gonna texture the coin doors and stuff like that. Okay, I blew it off, wiped it down. We're gonna hang it up here and spray it. Now, I'm not going to do the inside of it because stuff grounds to the inside of the metal, so I don't want to cover that up. Because if I cover it up, then I have to sand it off to make a good ground again. So we're going to be using this Krylon Gold Color Max paint and primer, metallic gold. And then we're gonna go over it with this Krylon satin clear. The gold usually covers pretty quick. And then we'll just do a little bit of light clear. Okay, let that dry for a little bit. I believe this stuff you can handle it in like 20 minutes, 10 minutes. So let's go sand down the control panel. All right, I didn't wear a mask for that little tiny bit of sanding, but look at this thing. Tell me that doesn't look brand new. Filled in all those holes. What was there? I think there was 11 of them. So now I'm gonna get this hung in the booth and all the parts, and then we're gonna go ahead and get these things painted. All right, I got them all cleaned off and in the spray booth. So I took the parts that are gonna get the textured paint are closest to the fan, so that when I spray the texture, it goes right out the building. And we're using the Fusion textured finish. It's just a texture black. And then after that, we're gonna use the matte black, regular Fusion. It's all this stuff is paint and primer in one. So first, I'm gonna get 2 light coats of this on, the coin doors. And then I'm gonna start with the regular matte finish on the parts and work my way back towards the coin door. And we're gonna put it over the textured on the coin door. Okay, while those are drying for a few minutes, I did 3 light coats. We're gonna peel off these stickers to see what this looks like. It's pretty much dry to the touch. I'm just being a little bit extra careful. This is why I like Krylon, guys. You get it done. Uh-oh. Is that taking off the sticker with it? Maybe not. Nope, we're all right. No. Pretty damn good to me. Let that dry overnight. A couple minutes, we'll check those parts, look at them, and that's gonna end this video. This I need to clean up and paint. just going to wipe the wires down. It's actually in pretty good shape, pretty clean. It's not going to take much work at all. And then we'll be able to put this thing back together. All these parts tomorrow can go in the basement. And then we're ready to work on the cabinet itself. Get that thing sanded down and painted. And then at that point, we're ready to start assembling. I'm still waiting on my CPO from this old game. Hopefully he'll ship it out here real soon. So give me a minute and we'll go take a look at those parts. All right, they're obviously still drying, so they might be a little bit shiny here and there, but that turned out awesome. Control panel looks really good. These are still a little blotchy as they dry. You can see the texture, hopefully. Yep, there's the texture. So that just gives it a nice little uniform texture to it. Not exactly like original, but close. Let me pause this real quick and peel this tape off this back sticker so we can see what it looks like. That turned out real nice. I don't like to leave the tape on overnight because it has a tendency to stick better and then ruin the sticker. And if anybody's wondering if I'm getting overspray on the truck, no, not really, because the fans suck it out. Plus, that hasn't been sanded down for paint yet anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And the windshield has dust on it, so it's really not going to stick to that. So, all right, guys, that's going to end this video, part 5 of the Arabian. We have all the metal parts now ready to go in the basement, except for the power brick, which I still need to put that back together tomorrow. Maybe I'll put that together tomorrow on the video, and we'll get the cabinet sanded down, ready for paint. Hopefully this weekend I can just get this thing painted and out of my way. I'm gonna get a hold of the guy this weekend to see if he wants to do that cabinet trade, and then if that's the case, I will have a video on that. But we'll see what happens, see if he's around on Saturday or not. I haven't not messaged him yet. Actually, I'll probably send him an email tonight. Next weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend, probably Sunday, I'm going to start building the 2 Tato cabinets. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I'm going to have to run to Michigan and fix that journey. Whatever's wrong with that tape deck board, I got to figure it out. So I'm going to just have to take a bunch of tools with me. It's a 4-hour drive. It's not horrible. 4 hours isn't that big a deal. But I just hope I can figure out what it is. It's got to be something with the wiring. So I'm going to take some spools of wire with me and get it fixed. I mean, that's all. Hopefully it's just something really stupid. Maybe it'll just be like a 10-minute fix. Maybe I can get lucky and it's just a connector or something. Who knows? I mean, it could just be something really dumb. But anyways, that's going to end part 5. Let me know what you guys think. Let me, if anybody has played the Arabian Arcade game, let me know. I'm curious as what your opinion is to it. I know a lot of people said that the game sucks. I just kind of like it. It's just kind of like, you know, just the artwork and everything, and the theme of the game and everything. I think I'm going to like it. I like weird things like that. You know, a lot of games that people say they don't like, I really enjoy. You know, like a lot of people haven't played Jump Bug and, you know, it's just stuff like that. I just kind of like weird things like that. Like, I need to make a video on my Atari 2600 cabinet that I built, because I have games on there from my childhood, and we played a lot of stuff called Sequest, and we play Space Invaders and tanks, and I remember this one game. I don't know why we played it so much. We played obviously Pac-Man and stuff like that until our fingers got blisters. We never had a ton of games. We played Frogger. We only had like maybe 15, 20 games back then. Other than that, we would, like, you know, trade with your friends or borrow them from your friends and stuff like that. But a game that stands out, and it's actually on mine in the basement, it was a game called Plaque Attack. I don't know why we liked it so much, but it's just a mouth with teeth on the top and bottom, and food comes down, and you have to shoot it with your toothpaste, and you only have so much time, because as time goes on, you start losing more and more toothpaste. So as you get farther and farther in the levels, the food gets quicker and quicker. and once the food touches your teeth, you only have like a split second to shoot it with your toothpaste, or your tooth gets eaten. After so many points, you do get a new tooth. But let me know if any of you guys have ever played that game. It's just sort of like just a quirky, weird game. And for some reason, I'm drawn to games like that. I don't know why. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get this cabinet sanded down. We'll get this power brick put together, and then I'll figure out when I'm going to get this thing painted. Maybe even Friday night I'll paint it. We'll see what happens. I need to have this truck completely wet sanded and buffed, hopefully tomorrow, somehow, some way, so that Thursday I can work on another truck. So have a good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.